Hello, hope you're doing well. So in this video, I wanted to cover the saturation in the music industry and how severe it actually is for artists. Now, this is an article from Sideline.com. They're a really good magazine and newsletter. They do a lot of different reviews and things. And I found this article really interesting, so I wanted to discuss it. The main headline is over 86% of tracks receive 1,000 or less plays on streaming services, and 25% are not played at all. That is a huge amount of music not even being played. I mean, that is crazy. So it goes on to say that there's a real problem with the overwhelming number of tracks flooding streaming services, and the quality or the streaming potential isn't just not there. So this has been reported by Music Business Worldwide, showing that last year 158.6 million tracks on streaming services received 1,000 or fewer plays, comprising a massive 86.2% of the 184 million tracks. It's just crazy. Even more striking is that 45.6 million tracks, or nearly a quarter of the total, were not played at all. 0 play tracks. I mean, that is crazy. I do know of a website that will actually find tracks that have never been played on Spotify, and you can go on there and you can actually check out music. But to be perfectly honest, I don't imagine there's a lot of people doing that. And having 25% is just absolutely massive if you think about it. It's just crazy, really. So there's a report basically indicating a 20% year-over-year increase in 0 played tracks. So you'd hope that that would become less year by year, but that's not happening. It's the complete opposite of that. And that's even despite the overall number of tracks growing by 16.5% on streaming platforms. So the total count of audio tracks at the end of the year stood at 184 million, which is a 26 million increase from 2022. So that just shows, and as you know on this channel, if you're a regular sub, you'll know that I feature a lot of AI tools that are making it easy for producers to make music, even non-producers to make music, which is a little more concerning because that just means that anyone can now just put in a text prompt and actually get a decent track coming out of it. And certainly the improvements in those generative AI tools and diffusion models have been really getting better and better. Similar to the art world of Midjourney. It's not just the music industry. It really started with the art industry with generative art. So, it's quite shocking. I mean, I didn't ever think that these numbers would be as high as they are. So, I just can't get over the fact that the total number of audio tracks last year was 184 million, yet that's a 26 million increase just in 1 year. So the report also goes on to say that the average of 103,500 tracks were added daily to streaming services in 2023, which is up nearly 11% from 2022. And the majority, not the majority, but 43% of those received only 10 or fewer plays throughout the year. Now, if you've been following Spotify, you may know that they're not going to be paying artists unless a certain track has had over 1,000 streams. And I don't know whether that's going to kind of change the curve a little. Looking at these statistics, you can completely understand why Spotify is doing that, because they want to focus on quality music rather than just paying everybody, whether you've had like 10 streams. So it kind of makes sense. From an artist point of view, I'm a music producer myself in synth pop music and EDM. I wonder whether it's even worth putting albums on Spotify now. Isn't it best to just focus on a track, get over 1,000 streams on that particular track? So I'd really like to know your opinion on your thoughts on a good strategy with Spotify. Now, in terms of artist-centric payment models, so what streaming services are doing is that's what they're trying to do. Deezer, which is from France, offers enhanced royalty payments to artists with a minimum of 1,000 monthly streams. See, they did it before Spotify. And 500 unique listeners with additional boost for actively searched artists. These streaming platforms are just trying to find the creme de la creme now, but that's what it seems to be. And even Universal Music Group and Warner Music Group have undertaken Deezer's new model as well. And as I said earlier, Spotify announced changes to its payment model effective in Q1 of 2024. So yeah, it'll stop paying any royalties for tracks fewer than 1,000 plays in the last 12 months. And you've got to do that every year. You know, that doesn't sound like much, but when you realise how saturated the music industry is, especially for unsigned artists as well, it just makes it even harder for them. And so it's that minimum unique listener requirement for royalty eligibility. So it goes on to say these new models aim to address the issue of low play tracks, but do not fully resolve the problem of tracks with 0 plays. The financial sustainability of hosting such a vast catalogue of music is becoming a big concern. Back in 2022, Spotify's estimated minimum annual cost for cloud computing services, because don't forget Spotify's got to pay for the servers to hold this stuff, this music, and also additional software licensing fees rose significantly, indicating the financial strain of maintaining an ever-expanded music library. I mean, what I generally do is my artist name Cyber Monday is I have released a lot of albums, but I do have a fan club on Bandcamp because I don't feel like demos and just instrumentals and things that they deserve really to be on streaming services. It's just going to flood my own market really for fans. So what I do is I have a Bandcamp fan club of which anybody that joins for so much a month can get all of my kind of hidden demo albums and unreleased material, B-sides, all of the stuff that you couldn't typically get, you know, more remixes, the list goes on. So, you know, I'm finding it quite overwhelming just keeping up with my own back catalogue, to be perfectly honest. So I don't know how other artists are coping with that, to be fair. Now, Deezer, from its side, announced plans to replace non-artist noise content, because don't forget there's a lot of stuff that's just silence or sound effects or whatever, with its own content in the functional music space, not included in the royalty pool. So yeah, they're not going to include noise content in the royalty pool to manage that catalogue size. So yeah, it says time will tell whether streaming services will need further measures to manage hosting costs, and if more radical steps need to be made, such as charging for new song upload or removing non-performing tracks, might become necessary further down the line. And then we're back to small niche scenes where plays less than 1,000 are not really surprising or exceptional, which of course might lead bands to move completely to platforms such as Bandcamp, which is what I've just mentioned. And that's why I am on Bandcamp, because you get rewarded for actually being... not for streaming. You don't get any streaming royalties on Bandcamp, which is, I'll be honest, is really unfortunate. I wish they could do that. But, you know, people can go and buy an album, and someone did this week and you know, $7 worth. And I was like, really appreciative, because I know how many streams that would need to be on Spotify to get to that same amount of money. It would be huge. So, you know, and it does go on to say that if you do like the Sideline magazine, then please give a donation, which is optional. I just thought it was a really incredible article, and it was one of my friends in the music industry and also a fan of my music and a music producer as well, has recommended this article to me. So I hope you like this video, and let me know what you think in the comments, because it's a never-ending discussion. I find it absolutely fascinating, and I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that are looking at Facebook ads, looking at ad campaigns and that kind of thing. It's something that I've never really pursued myself. I've never really gone down that rabbit hole as such. What I am trying to do is grow my YouTube channel for my Cyber Monday music channel. Because what I'm finding is that I'm getting the subscribers, so I've got over 700. But what I'm really short of is the amount of watch hours on there. So I've even started to think and strategize about doing royalty-free music on the channel, just so that, you know, producers can hopefully utilize my content and spend time actually listening to it. I've also put full albums out as well, not every album that I've released, but like the main ones, and that's been quite a task in itself creating a video of all of your tracks and making sure that they're all kind of catalogued correctly by time so that the listener can skip to different tracks if they want to. Yeah, it's kind of, from an artist point of view, it's never ending. Producing music is actually the easiest thing. Having to market it, having to get your voice out there, having to manage all of the social media malarkeys is a challenge in itself. And so let me know your thoughts. Give this video a like. Please consider subscribing. I also cover music Web3 as well, so I'll look into NFTs and things. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye.